Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Law Library. I've decided to do a series on interviews, interviewing the paranormal experts, and one of them is a person who's very close to me, and he's also part of our team of paranormal investigators. And this person here has an abundance of knowledge when it comes to local laws and also legends. He has been a great asset for the team because of his immense knowledge in this subject matter. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you to one Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, welcome to our show, and I hope that you would be with us in many more episodes to come. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time, for your precious time, and through your knowledge, all of us will be able to understand and also learn more about these legends and also lores. So, if you could just give us some information about who you are and perhaps a little bit of your profile. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Dorian. How are you? Since some time we didn't catch up, right? Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Ryan, and I'm from Malaysia. Okay, I'm actually doing some studies on the paranormal activities and can see kind of laws and so on. So we've been doing, not only myself, I should say that's the correct word. Myself, Mr. Dorian, and we have a few more team members in our group. It's a small circle of people over here. We are doing this research, around 5 to 6 of us. So we've been doing this research for past 10 to 15 years on the paranormal research and the law studies and so on. So I'm glad to share about this topic. I hope it will satisfy the viewers over there. So I don't know what have Ms. Dorian have prepared for me tonight. So hopefully he have came up with some topics what we are going to talk about. So Mr. Dorian, what are the topic you'd like to throw to me today? So what do you want me to talk about? So it's your call, man.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for your warm introduction. Tonight's topic is about Nenek Kebayan. So, if you could give us a brief introduction on who or what exactly Nenek Kebayan is, that would be great.
Wow, I guess it's going to be a wonderful topic for the evening. Okay, Dorian, I'll give you a brief introduction on what is Nenek Kebayan and so on. Okay, based on my studies and also according to some of the locals, okay, this is a form of a old lady, or can say kind of like a witch. Okay, obviously she don't fly with a broomstick as what we are seeing of fairy tales. Okay, hope you guys out there don't get a wrong perception on it. Okay, let me get back to the topic again. Okay, she's a old lady and also she has a very long white hair, and as what they said, she has a very ugly features. Okay, ugly face cutting or something like that. And also she's in a form of hunch. She wears a black robe, and also she used a walking stick. I can't say it's a walking stick, it's kind of like a magic wand. Okay, Malays they call that as a tongkat sakti. Okay, and this is how roughly she looks alike. Obviously none of us have seen, but some of them I guess they have seen, and even myself also I've seen this. I have more things to come on, so let me just tell about it later part of it. So before that, I would like to know from Dorian. Dorian, do you have anything else you want to know? So apart from how does the features of Nenek Kebayan have told you, do you have any other questions you wanted to ask me?
So, guys, you heard that. It sounds really scary. Personally, I've not seen it. I do not wish to see it. And here, as I said again, Ryan here has so much of experience and he has seen it firsthand. That would have been a pretty scary moment for you, isn't it? I mean, it goes without saying, right, Ryan? So, Ryan, two questions. The first is you've told us about how it looks, the features, and all that. First question is, where does it live, or where does it lurk, or where does it like to be around? That's first. And second is, how diabolical or how dangerous this Nenek Kebayan, or is it dangerous in the first place or not? Thank you.
Okay, Dorian, I got your first question. Normally, where we can find, or maybe where do they live? Okay, mostly in the mountain areas, forests, and waterfall areas, and also some of them even said in kawasan perkampungan. Okay, that is called like a village. Okay, village, and they normally will stay in a old abandoned wooden house or something like that. So I hope you got the picture right. So that's where normally she lives. And according to your second question, she's obviously, as what I've heard from the locals and also they have said, and she's not dangerous. I don't think so. I can't say she's dangerous, but obviously she's scary. Okay, none of us have a personal experience, right? So she's not dangerous, but she just roams around and so on. And she bothers her own things, but hopefully we don't cross the border. That's all. So what else you want to know, Doreen? Anything?
These are very good information, Ryan. Thank you so much. Last question is about your personal encounter. So I remember you telling me in one of your research, you actually encountered by accident. So if you could tell us your experience about that, and then we can wrap up this Nenek Kebayan topic. And thank you.
Okay, Doreen, before I able to touch the part where I personally encountered with Nenek Kebayan, I just left over some information for our viewers. Hopefully, it's going to be something useful for them. So, as what I told you all earlier in my conversation, Nenek Kebayan is not dangerous. She is more known as a witch doctor. Okay, the Malays, they call them as a dukun. Okay, witch doctor in the ethereal realm. Obviously we guys in from the conscious realm, right? They are from the ethereal realm. And also she been a guardian for the celestial nymphs. Okay, celestial nymphs, let me just give you a rough um, idea about what is this. Okay, it is called as Dayang or Orang Bunian. Okay, Dayang is like the celestial nymphs. Okay, they are very beautiful young lady where in a form of princess, where normally you can find them in an area of mountains, forests, or near waterfalls and so on. Okay, this Nene Kebayan being a guardian for them. Okay, apart from that, okay, if ever Nene Kebayan likes you due to any reason, she will just leave bunch of treasures for you. Okay, let's say, just give you an example. Let's say you're passing by in a forest, suddenly you just comes across a bunch of gold, or maybe like a very strange kind of a stone which you have not seen, not obviously not the normal stones where you can find on the roads. Okay, this is something very unusual which you have not seen before. And also you can see maybe kind of like a craze, or maybe any magical rings or gemstones or something else. Okay, there are certain rituals and also permission of getting it. Okay, if ever the Nenek Kebayan grants it, then obviously you can have it. Okay, but you do have certain rituals you have to follow. You can't just go and just grab it and just go back. Okay, then something else might be hunting you then later. Okay, that's information we'd like to give to our viewers. Hope you guys got something extra out of it. And also now I would like to back to my story, okay, which I personally encountered with Nene Kebayan. This happened in Singapore. I'm working in Singapore. Obviously, I don't wish to mention the name of place where I'm working. This happened 4 to 5 months back. Okay, around 3:15 or 3:30 in the morning. I really can't remember the time, but it was around that timing. Okay, I'm working in a place where you can see there are a lot of train tracks, and also it's a kind of like a train depot. And around my premises there are like a jungle kind. It is very in a very remote area where I'm working. Okay, so there are some jungles just side of it. So I was passing by from in my motorbike. I was just rushing all the way to my office. So when I passing by that train track, suddenly I saw away from me, 150 or 100 meters away from me, I saw a very old lady in a form of hunch, with the black robes, She was just passing by in front of me. It was so quick. Okay, she was just passing by so quick. She wasn't like walking, no. It looks more like she limps. Okay, she was limping and she was just passing by very fast in front of me. I just couldn't figure out what it could be on that time, or that moment, no. I just thinking, what the hell is this ladies doing in my working place? Obviously, because we don't have any ladies working in my working place. Many majorities are men over there. So I was just thinking, what could be this image is? Wow, I really got shocked. Even now, when I'm just telling the story, I can feel the goosebump itself now itself, no? So it was so scary on that timing, and it was like so cold in the morning, and suddenly you saw this kind of image passing by in front of you, and somehow or other I able to pass by her. I didn't even bother to look where she passed by and so on, but she just vanished off just like that. Okay, I couldn't see anything. I didn't see even bother to look at my rear mirror. I'm not so dare to do that. So I just rushed all the way back to my office. Then after just having a glass of water, I just sit and thinking what could be the image. I didn't say out this to anyone. So I was just thinking what it could be and so on. Then something strikes in my mind. Is this could be a Nenek Kebayan, because out from the way which I have explained to you guys earlier, so and how the features she looks alike and so on, it was so similar to Nenek Kebayan. So I thought it could be Nenek Kebayan. So this is what happened. It may sound very normal. It's not really scary the way I'm uh, telling it to you guys, but that moment of time which I have gone through, it is something I really. It was speechless. Okay, it's really speechless. I don't know how to express my feeling on what has I gone through. I think so. When you guys happen to go through this kind of things, then you'll understand. You'll tend to understand what is the actual feeling you had. Okay, I think so. I didn't want to take much time of it. I would like to, before able to wrap up the topic, I would like to hand over this back to Doreen. Doreen, do you have anything else you wanted to touch? Maybe one or two things, or how, before we wind up the whole session? Thank you.
So there you go, folks. There's so much information that we have derived from Ryan. Ryan, thank you so much for giving us such such vast information, and it's very interesting to understand that this Nenek Kebayan is actually a witch doctor, more of a guardian rather than a malevolent demonic being. And as he said clearly, she also bestows gifts, right, in the form of jewelries. And if one were to take it, one has to go through certain rituals, right? One has to claim it. If we just take it as it is, then chances are this witch would be following us back home, and that's not going to be a good scene. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much for your great sharings. There will be more interviews. Hopefully, you can make it as well. So we're gonna wrap it up. So thank you, and do stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel.